I never said he's dumb. He's very smart. I like xQc.
Oh, thanks, man. I like Ethan sometimes.
Thank you. Sometimes I'll start with that. That's a good way.
I slipped it in there. Maybe I shouldn't have. Okay, let's just forget about it.
Okay, Hasan, what do you want to say?
Okay, first and foremost, I think that gambling streams, especially when it comes to slot streams, are really bad. I've been saying this since day one. This is my day one argument.
Slots.
I think it's terrible. And if you want to understand why it's terrible, look no further than Trainwreck's own personal experience. Train, do you want other people to be subjected to the same experience that you yourself have subjected yourself to?
He says
because the reason why you get paid $1 million a month from Stake is not because they're fucking idiots, but because obviously there is a return on their investment there where a bunch of people are getting caught up in a similar problem.
Hasan,
that's the issue at hand.
If you use that as a content pivot or a content guide for you, no content will ever make sense. If you say, "Oh,
why?"
Because I feel like it's just an odd argument.
It is, and also
no, it's an odd argument.
Not. He's specifically.
I don't think it's an odd argument at all. There's a reason why. There's a reason why. There's so much regulation around gambling and also even alcohol and other vices, right?
He's answering a question that was posed to him.
Yeah. First, let me respond. No, because Hasan asked me a question first. Did he not? Yes, he did. So let me answer the question from that Hasan asked me.
Come back.
And then he can respond to his. So let me answer your question. The way I go about it, from when I talk to him, okay? I stay transparent as possible, and I show the reality of gambling on my stream. You understand? By not taking any of this bullshit, shady deals, no fake money, I show new people who might have not seen gambling before the real bullshit of gambling. You will lose, and you will be very, very, very lucky to even break even. It is a terrible thing. I have a good time. Just wait. The people that are being paid, or me getting paid to gamble on their site, the people targeted aren't new people. It's people who are using the other sites that are gambling regardless. Do you understand? Those people are looking to be transferred onto that are gamblers like me. Any new people, that's why constantly I talk and constantly I stay transparent about how shitty gambling is. My gambling pay or me gambling.
You can't possibly be making an argument that like what you're doing is a positive, right? Like
I'm not doing it. I'm not
like educating people on the terrible side of gambling, right? That's not what you're saying.
No, 100%. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
This is unquantifiable, and I think it's rerouting the damage elsewhere. When I think it's like a blanket thing. I think it's across the board.
Now let me just explain another thing as far as like the slippery slope argument goes, right? There are certain things that are completely regulated and even restricted to advertise on Twitch, on every other platform. For example, a lot of these gamble streams would not fly, especially ones where like they're staking you. They would not fly on YouTube at all. They would just not. That would not happen. The only reason why we're able to do that here is because the only reason why we're able to do that on Twitch is because Twitch does not regulate it.
I don't care. Is YouTube the law? What?
No,
when has YouTube became the model of our existence?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
gonna go out there on the street and do dumb shit. But do they do it on YouTube? Let me Google this. Can I do dumb shit like this in real life? Oh no, YouTube doesn't do it. I can't do it.
Where was this argument for the sexual content, right?
What is that?
Can I
finish my point? Can I finish my point? Hold on.
Sure.
Just hold on.
Okay.
The reason why said regulations exist is because of the incalculable harm that it does when you're promoting a dangerous vice like gambling, sometimes to even younger audiences. It's not even a think of the kids argument at that point. It's just that it is still a bad and wrong thing to do.
YouTube does have casino streamers.
It's not. It's YouTube. YouTube still demonetizes and punishes casino streamers and gambler streamers, though.
It hurts them. It's not like they're getting paid hundreds of thousands, if not millions, behind the doors. But no, they don't get the code in the description. Oh no! What are we gonna do?
They don't have to.
Why do you think
that's restricted? That's it.
No.
Why do you think there are restrictions around gamble streams and slot streams and just gambling in general? Like, why do you think you have to leave a certain? Why do you think you have to leave a certain state in order to be able to gamble freely on an offshore gambling website? Why don't you go to a regular sweepstakes website, for example?
Because American laws are the way they are, and
Yeah. Do you understand why there are laws around this specific issue?
same way that there's laws with drinking, smoking.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed.
It's a vice. It
But we're gonna bring up-
it causes damage to people.
Would you
their
do an
families,
affiliate? Would you do
their
an
mental
affiliate
health.
code?
It's
Would you do an
dangerous.
affiliate code for smoking cigarettes on stream if you were paid enough money?
I don't know. You were the one sitting here the other day with Miskiff who has Friday fireballs, and you didn't see this bringing down.
I'm asking you a question. Yeah, there's a difference between alcohol and cigarettes. Would you?
There's
a difference.
And there's still regulation. There's
No
still regulation
shots.
surrounding.
Backpedal Andy up in this bitch.
Hold
Come
on,
on.
hold on, hold on.
I'm asking you a direct question, and instead of answering it, you're deflecting.
Let
Would
Hasan
you
talk,
smoke
at
a
least.
cigarette on stream or multiple bogues on stream, and then tell your fans like xQc, codename Juicer, if you use the affiliate code, you can get a fucking Marlboro Red.
We don't do that for
But it's
gambling,
there,
though. We
bro.
don't do that.
It is
We talk
there.
about. No,
That's why you're being
And as
paid
far
$1
as,
million.
as far as
not-
the,
it is
and as
not
far as the
a com-
drinking alcohol goes, as far as the unethical
Oh,
nature of
yikes.
like alcoholic content or whatever, I don't know how Miskiff's audience demographic, but I've worked with.
You don't get to do that.
I have worked
No.
with, and also on top
Whoa,
of
whoa,
it,
let him
just
finish his
wait.
point.
You don't
Let me
get to
finish my
downplay-
point. Let me finish my point.
No, you won't.
Wait,
You
hold
won't.
on.
You don't
Respond when he's done. Respond when he's done.
You're not going to put out the
I can't speak
age.
specifically-
Go ahead.
Okay, stop molding. Stop molding. Just listen.
Respond when Hasan's done.
I can't speak
Thank you.
specifically for Miskiff's situation, okay? But there's 2 points I'm going to make. Number one, in most circumstances, when you are promoting alcohol, the alcohol provider that is buying gambling on your inventory will request your demographics to ensure that a certain percentage of it is above the age of 21 or 18 if applicable to the international audience. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but regardless, if Miskiff was literally mainlining Fireball and getting fucking absolutely wasted and then drunk driving, he would literally, if he was doing that on stream,
wait a minute.
he would get banned. He would get absolutely fucking banned. Fedmeister
Wait,
unironically got banned for being sloppy as shit and completely
It's
fucking straight up drunk. He got banned.
It's a self-harm rule, Hasan, not a fucking ethics, morals, or law rule. You can't get
That's
blacked
self-harm.
out dying.
Wait,
That's self-harm.
what's the ethics behind the self-harm rule then? No, you're right. What's the ethics and the morality behind self-harm? Why can't you show self-harm on Twitch then? Except for slots, apparently. But why can't you show self-harm on Twitch?
Oh, yikes.
What? No, you don't get to do that.
Okay, come on, answer my question.
This
It's a simple question.
I'm not
Why can't you show
Andy.
self-harm? Why can't you show self-harm on
The
Twitch? you think?
reasons don't matter.
No, it does matter. It absolutely does matter.
I do not understand that they're full
Those reasons are literally the reason why we are having this conversation to begin with around morality and ethics.
Why
Self-harm is not allowed on the content because it promotes a horrifyingly destructive set of behaviors that if an impressionable audience were to follow, they would fucking engage in self-harm. Now,
The
that's
ultimate
precisely why getting
consequence-
fucked up.
You
That's
cannot
precisely why getting fucked up on alcohol to a degree where you're like, you literally can't comprehend or can't work around and walk around will get you banned because, again, to your impressionable audience, regardless of age, that is really destructive behavior. Now go on.
You would get banned if you did the same thing with water. If you were to conduct in a way that would self-harm you or kill you with water, you'd get banned just as much as if it was with alcohol. The end game possible worst outcome is irrelevant.
What?
It's irrelevant.
Water is not an addictive substance. It's one that you need for survival, whereas alcohol is a vice, which is a more applicable argument in this situation.
You jumped.
Do you unironically think that, self-harm?
No, you jumped from drinking alcohol to dying on stream. You made that jump.
Dying on stream? I didn't say dying on stream is bannable. I said drinking alcohol to a degree where you are so sloppy drunk. Wait, I can't hear you.
I really feel like
you made that jump. You did it.
It's so crazy. Like as soon as xQc and I joined the call, we have went from streamers promoting a scam to kids to some like 17 other evolved fucking arguments that I've never heard you guys like. It's the craziest shit. It's like anything to get your narrative across. It's the weirdest shit I've heard in my life.
No, my narrative is consistent since day one. I don't even know if slots or stake is or the slot machines that they utilize, the IP that they use, which is a third-party IP, I don't even know if they're scammable or not. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me if they're scammable or not. I don't know. I don't even know why we're talking about this.
Can we time out?
I never made that assertion, but I do totally understand why Ethan, given all of his previous experience with like CS:GO lottos and all this other shit, would
experience
reasonably come to that assertion.
He's doing it.
It is not. Listen.
He did what I said earlier. He's doing it.
Oh,
he's lumping it. He's ringing that
you
bell.
cannot lump that. You understand? Saying
I'm not even saying that. I never made that assertion. But I do think it's a reasonable one to speculate on, given the previous examples of it.
But when Ethan says, when Ethan very subtly and kind of in a general way doesn't specify what he means and what he's talking about when he says, let me finish. In my past, when you say in my past, I have dealt with these gambling institutions and they can rig their stuff, right? You need to specify you were in this CS:GO world. No shit, they can rig their shit. They made their own slots. They made their own fucking spins.
Gambling site. It wasn't.
Yeah, they made their own shit. There's providers here that are.
Yeah, they don't get that here though. They don't get that. I explained it already. They didn't get it.
It boils down to we all agree it's wrong, right? We all agree it's fucked up, right?
I don't think Train does.
No, Train said it's wrong. He says it's fucked
gambling
up.
is bad. Gambling is bad.
Okay,
yes.
So then where we diverge is that you say, I know it's bad, but I'm going to do it because I'm having fun. That's it. That's it. We disagree.
Like many other vices us human beings have.
No,
right?
but you're influencing people. That's the difference.
I'm not in.
And you're being paid a shitload of money.
Which I use to gamble, and I lose all of it.
The fact that you're losing money doesn't make it okay. It just means you're a bad gambler. All gamblers are bad at the end of the day.
See, what you just said being a bad gambler, if anything, now you have
you're
sold.
Being paid.
You have done more damage there than I have on my stream. Saying that me losing money is you saying that you telling me that
all
me
gamblers are bad.
Okay, there's a point on that as well.
You saying that I'm a bad gambler
are being paid
implies there's a good gambler.
No, I just said all gamblers are bad immediately afterwards, so there's no need to latch onto it. We all agree it's bad. You're being paid $1 million a month plus to do it, and so you turn your head to doing a bad thing.
Okay.
I don't turn my head to doing a bad thing. I do it because I do it regardless.
Point to make here.
I don't need to get paid to do it.
Trainwreck's talking about you talking about how you're a deterrent. You talking about how you're a deterrent, Trainwreck, is not a good argument either, especially Trainwreck.
I'm not providing an argument, Hasan, to why.
You talking about that doesn't mean anything because here, you and I both know this because I'm a fucking addict myself. Okay, and even on like Grand Theft Auto roleplay when I was playing No Pixel, with fake fucking money. You and I both know that you see those wins and you're like, oh, I could get that too. Because the wins outweigh and completely overshadow the losses. The wins are a significantly more important motivator for people to go out and gamble than the losses are as a deterrent. So you could be losing for 19 hours in a fucking row, and someone could be watching you for 19 hours, but they see you get that win, and that dopamine is what guides them to do this.
Without context, sure, but with the way my streams are structured, I don't believe that's the case at all. I think the way I gamble and the awareness I give, I think it's doing the best it can for new gamblers. You understand? I'm gambling for me. I'm gambling for fucking fun. That's what I do. Do you understand? I'm not pushing toward this younger audience. I'm not catering to them. I'm not doing it for the bag of gambling. If I was, I would have taken a fake money deal. I'm sitting there. I'm doing my thing. I'm having fun.
As long as you disclose everything, then it's like.
I agree. Yeah. I'm disclosing all of my shit.
And it's good
I'm sitting there and doing my thing. You understand?
I'm really. I think it's really good that you disclosed today how much you're making because I think it's important people know that who are watching you play.
Okay, no, I generally think that this is like the fucking Twitter bait mentality, where you say, "Oh, that'll make it okay." They do it. Nah. What about that? They do it. No, but this. Nah.
Wait, what? What is the argument? I'm confused by what you're saying.
It's just pulling more and more, and you're never happy. You're outraged. We get it. Gamba equals bad.
Yeah, we all agree. What do you want?
There's gonna be a next step after that.
We all agree. Gamba is bad.
I feel like if he does that, right? And you wouldn't be happy then.
What's even worse than Gamba is being paid by Gamba companies.
But here's the thing.
And
gambling,
not disclosing it, which you did now, which is good.
In a lot of countries, such as Canada, gambling is legal. These guys have a license in Canada, correct? Yes. There's an older demographic that enjoys it. There's an older demographic that likes watching it, and there's an older demographic that enjoys it, correct?
Show me, do you have demographic information?
So why? I posted on my Twitter, yes. So why?
Yeah, so what is it?
So why is it the case that we've somehow shifted to gambling is bad overall and shouldn't be streamed for everyone, but we started out gambling shouldn't be streamed toward kids and promoted to kids?
They're all arguing, they don't exclude each other.
I'm confused.
So it starts at the top, Train, and it's a breakdown. It starts at deceiving paid for Gamba is bad. Then it's paid Gamba is bad. Then it's Gamba promotion is bad. Then it's Gamba is bad. Like, you just don't
Surprise,
get there.
it's all
We
bad,
understand
dude.
Gamba is bad.
That's all correct to varying degrees.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Here's my problem.
That's
my
all
problem
correct
is
to varying degrees. You are correct.
Before me and xQc joined, this all started with scammers, the fuck rigged. That's what it started as. Now we're just sitting here virtue signaling and talking about ethics and morals.
I don't know why you guys are hyper focusing on this because
it's serious.
We didn't even it was it was a brief aside in an overarching conversation about promoting gambling to people and how that's bad to do. And the reason why I guess you're hyper focusing on it is because it's speculative and it's the only part that is not tangible or tangible.
That is incorrect, and you know that.
xQc literally agrees with the rest of the fucking points that Ethan made, so I'm already confused on the rest of this conversation.
The difference is that you're saying, I'm not saying you can't do it. Clearly you are and you can. The difference is you've decided not to do it. You agree it's bad. You agree it has a negative effect on the people that watch you. We all agree that not disclosing is even worse, right? Not disclosing that you're sponsored or not playing with your own money. That's even worse. But ultimately, is it ethical to be playing slot machines while being paid millions of dollars from the sponsor on Twitch? Is it ethical? No, no, I don't think so. But you I think you agree on all those points, but you continue to do it. So what can I say?
I think there's degrees of it. I feel like
I think
this is my true take. Okay,
black and white.
I've completely stopped it, but I think everybody's.
Why did you stop? Why did you stop?
I think my opinion.
Why did you stop gambling, xQc?
Okay, I said this on stream. I don't like talking about this. Okay, so Gamba, I'm very easily addicted. Okay, when I play and I play a lot. Things feel weird. Maybe you guys don't get that. Okay, I'm like a dopamine, like a.
Well, that's what gambling.
I've had a full 4 days after Gamba where things just didn't feel right. Where a normal win, a normal whatever, anything that was positive was kind of flat, it was kind of kicking in a little bit. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, your home runs got imbalanced because you got too used to the fucking dopamine hit from winning a shitload of crypto.
Yeah, you're describing being addicted, and having. Yeah, that's it. And
Okay. Which brings.
Do you want people in your audience to get into a similar situation?
Exactly.
That's the question.
Okay. There goes now. Let me finish my point.
The pros and cons is do I let my audience get sucked into this, or do I take $1 million plus a month? That's the choice you face.
Okay.
That is such a misrepresentation.
Yeah,
exactly what's happening.
Because that
is not what's happening.
If the root behavior of your gambling is that you're going to make money and misrepresent it, that's your main goal, to make the bag, misrepresent and scam. Yeah, that's the.
You want to prove? If you want to prove me wrong, train wreck.
No, wait.
Don't take the money. Don't take the money.
If your rude behavior
just say,
is,
I'm doing
it for content.
If your argument, excuse me, one sec. If your argument is all around me taking the money, you're not, then it tells me and it paints a picture to anyone intelligent what you're actually arguing here in your actual stance. Do you understand? Me taking $1 million and then using that $1 million to add to the funds I'm already gambling with shouldn't make any difference to any virtue signaling argument you're making. Any of it. It shouldn't make any difference. Because I'm transparent. I'm disclosing what I'm making and I'm using it plus my own money to gamble. If you need me to take the $1 million out and not use it to gamble, I'm still on the same site. that you
I
say
don't
is
believe you.
damaging. So why does your argument change?
Because I
Do you
don't
understand?
believe you.
That's what tells me this is some petty shit. It's a
Because
show.
I don't believe you. I don't think you would be gambling like you are if you weren't being paid $1 million+
I've been
a month.
gambling for 5 fucking years. I've been gambling in every fucking form on Twitch
I think
for the
the
last
other
fucking...
part of
Oh
this.
my God.
I know you're a degenerate. Tyler, I know you're a degenerate. But the problem is like you don't want to fucking promote that behavior to your fans, right? Like who aren't getting paid $1 million on top of that. So, because the reason why you're
paid or not getting paid, I'm gambling on stream regardless.
The reason why you have the financial security right now to be able to have a fucking $2.3 million loss and recover from that, partially is the consequence that
I said that before, and he found that highly offensive because apparently he's a crypto billionaire.
I have not recovered from it. I have not recovered from it.
You haven't. But the
reason I can survive is it's streamer money.
Is because one, you're addicted, and two, you still have one, you're addicted, and two, you have like either cryptocurrency from before
He's a crypto
or whatever.
trillionaire.
But most people are not in your shoes,
so
they are getting into that situation when they see you get those big
Hasan,
wins.
I let them know, do not do this. Listen. Here's what I say specifically: even if I lose, I have a way out. Do you understand? I can pick up 6 different sponsors. I can come back. I make this clear every fucking 30 goddamn minutes that I have a way out. If you spend your shit, you're gone. There's no way out. There's nothing. You're fucked. Do you understand?
I know, but there's a reason why. There's a reason why Gamblers Anonymous and other websites urge you to never, ever get like around gambling. It's like saying, look, I'm an alcoholic. I'm an alcoholic, and I'm just going to. I'm an alcoholic, and I'm just going to fucking go to the bar.
That argument isn't fair because if you're
people are saying I can drink responsibly.
Hasan, if you're going to give me that argument, then I need you guys to put together a podcast and be this fucking hyper-focused on gambling as you or this hyper-focused on drinking and other addictive things as you are on gambling. Where the fuck is this shit everywhere else?
If you were going to a bar, okay, that could fucking somehow
so you're telling me
deliver, if you were doing sponsorships for a fucking bar that like delivers alcohol to you, okay, no matter what your age is, because there are ways around the age restrictions.
Yes, there are. Yes, exactly.
That's a stretch and a half. If I heard
but that's not a stretch and a half because that's the whole problem.
There is a way around age restrictions for drinking and smoking.
There's a reason why these
drinking and
websites shut
smoking,
down
right?
and then reopen under different names. There's a reason why they're based out of Curacao or whatever the fuck, rather than Canada. And there are real, like, legal sweepstakes websites out there,
right?
But
so why
they are fully regulated, and some states have decided that they're illegal to participate in.
So
like
instead of jumbling them all up and painting every casino the same color, have you done research on Stake? Because before I picked up anything, I've done research. Stake's been around for 4 years. Before that 4 years, there was another company, right, that they left that was been around for 10 years. And some of them left, made Stake. They've been around for 4 years. They will be around for another 10 years. There's so much, if you just do a little research, instead of just talking out your ass and basing this off of CSGO fucking Lotto, that you can go look at. Do you understand?
I'm not basing it off of CSGO Lotto. I don't know anything about CSGO Lotto. I wasn't around when that shit was popping off, okay? I can't even make that comparison because I'm unfamiliar.
I have a question. I'm genuinely curious. If nobody was paid for at all, and they decided to take their long-term streamer earnings, 3 mil, and gamble the fuck out of it over the span of 4 months, would you think about it or talk about it differently?
Yeah. And people have been doing that. I still think it's bad. Oh, 100%.
Why would you talk about it differently?
So you won't talk about it differently.
Because to me, that is the equivalent of fucking slots are the equivalent of heroin.
So then it's not about the
You would argue
kids.
it
So then
the
it's
same
not
way,
about the
right?
kids. So why are we talking about the kids?
Dude, it's not just about the kids. You're latching on.
It's the equivalent of being an alcoholic on
everything.
stream.
Then you would argue it the same way, right?
Oh,
Nope.
man.
Guys,
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question again?
Then you would argue the same way.
This is about stream. Oh, man.
It's not
Or
about.
not.
It's
Whether people are
all
paid for-
aspects of varying badness.
Okay, if you're going to downplay the importance and not give a fuck about it when it fits your arguments, whether somebody paid or not, then don't bring it up.
I'm not doing that.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I've never done that. I think it's still bad.
You're overplaying the importance
It's
of it
not as
when
bad.
it fits,
No.
and you're underplaying it when it doesn't. That's just stupid.
Oh my god, it's still bad. It's still bad. Okay, just like when I was talking about trains, gambler streams versus everyone else's, regardless. Okay, it's still bad. There's just varying degrees of bad.
Yes,
Because less bad doesn't mean it's not bad.
Hasan, listen, I think what you're talking about is different from what Ethan was talking about. And let me explain how, okay? If you want to tell me that you think gambling streams are bad in general because gambling is bad and it's an addictive thing, I understand that. Do you understand? I get it. As an addict myself, I get it. But the way Ethan started this entire fucking thing off with our mutual friends, you know, kind of going into the drama show bullshit, right? It started with rigged, scammed, things that are going on behind the scenes that we don't know about that streamers are in. Do you understand? Starting it with that, and now that we're in the conversation.
That's not what he started with. That's what xQc took out of the conversation because he agreed with like most of the other points that Ethan had made.
That is what it started with before xQc even got involved. Do you understand?
It's one aspect of a lot. Is that these are shady businesses
and jumble us all up into it without any doing research.
I literally said you guys aren't doing the scamming. The difference between what you're doing and CS:GO is that those guys own the fucking website. How many times do I have to say that?
Yeah, but even the casino now. Have you done research into the casino now?
They did not know about
other
providers
casinos.
And
I cannot
they
speak
didn't know
for.
they did not know about providers and tax. Told them about it.
You don't know about providers. You know about casino. You know about the hosting. Just do a little research.
I know that there's a third party that I know that there's a third party that licenses that same software out to multiple different companies. That's why I'm saying it's irrelevant to the point, the overarching point of this argument. Like just because something is rigged, it doesn't mean
it's relevant.
It's more. It's worse when it's rigged. It's definitely worse when it's rigged. But regardless of whether it's rigged or not,
it's illegal and
still illegal.
I can tell you for sure that most of these shady websites are probably going to do everything in their power not to pay out winners.
What?
That's what?
Yeah. What is that? What are you saying?
What are you saying? I'm confused.
Shady casinos that accept crypto will fucking not pay people out on their winnings. They'll accuse them of cheating, or they'll say that
is this your editorial side or your factual side?
Is there any evidence of that, or even any reliable testimony on a heavy hitter kind website or
I don't know if you guys are playing on heavy hitter websites.
Yeah. What? Yeah. What?
Oh my God.
That's the basis of our conversation. Is that we take the precautions and the research, not the scumlord scam bullshit.
I'm not saying you're scamming, but these websites are shady as fuck.
I don't think you want to say that. I actually don't think you want to say that, especially considering the fact that you thought it was bad and you stopped doing that. I don't think you want to fucking say that, especially when you don't know, especially when it's crypto backed. I'm sorry to say this, but like, there's a reason why it's crypto based, and there's a reason why it's in some bumfuck fucking random island, and that's where it's based out of. And the reason is because they want to skirt regulations. Like, come on, you don't. I'm not saying that they're 100% going to do this, but there's an additional layer of being risk averse there.
They are licensed in Canada. Like, I'm confused.
I don't know which website you're playing on.
Not in a way that fucks the user up. The way that Ethan is portraying it, that he's applying in a blanket across all sites and promotions onto. He's doing a blanket, all of them. You understand that? What he's saying is that people are getting scammed across the board. Is there any evidence that?
No, it says.
I don't know if you noticed, but you know, there's a risk to even having a fuckload of money in your PayPal. Like there's even a risk to having a fuckload of money in your bank. There's a level that's not FDIC insured. This goes significantly beyond that. That's what I'm trying to say.
So I'm confused here. Are we still talking about?
I'll admit this. I need to look into what casinos these Twitch players are playing on. I was under the assumption that the websites people are playing on, especially like Aiden, and I don't know what website you play on, Trainwreck, but
I play on Stake.
Okay, so
just so you can do research.
Yeah, I'll have to look into like where these are regulated, what software they use. It could be possible that you're playing on a totally legit one, and that's great. That's much better. But I have a feeling the one that Aiden Ross is playing on, I need to do research. But I've seen the way that they communicate and they pay him and shit. Is that this is a website that is not regulated. It's not above the board. And what's commonplace for these kinds of websites, and I know from experience, is that they can fudge numbers. And not only that, when they don't fudge the statistics, if somebody wins a big jackpot, they will make every excuse and make every possible effort not to pay them, which includes accusing them of cheating somehow or giving them onerous amounts of documents to have to submit to the point where they can say, we can't verify your ID. This is the tactics that are well known by unregulated gambling sites which is they're basically committing a fraud to not pay people out, and then once the authorities get involved, they just scram with all the money. This has been something the scams has been going around the world with stuff like all kinds of gambling websites.
Right.
I don't want to say some,
then you are right.
But I don't know. But I'll just to finish. Trainwreck. It sounds like you're playing on a legitimate one. So I don't want to say that. So I need to do research. But it sounds like you're playing on a well-regulated Canadian casino. So I don't think that applies to you.
Okay.
Not a Canadian
some of
casino,
these
just
guys, providers, they own real life casinos. They're established. They're
especially when they take crypto, then that's extra shady. It's like they just fucking disappear.
They're real life casinos in fucking Curacao, though, dude. There's a reason for that.
Okay, we're talking about the user side of things and how it fucks the user and how they're getting scammed. Now we're talking about the regulation.
Yeah,
and the
it's
legality
complicated,
of the
bro. It's complicated. There's lots of in, lots of outs.
I think it's immoral, and also in most cases it's illegal. Not every law is fucking bad.
You're jumping to some weird legality dog shit to disprove the morality.
I'm talking about the morality as well. I think I covered it extensively as far as promoting addictive behavior that is like genuinely fucking life ruining. And then also on top of that, I'm backing it up with additional layers of legality as well, while tying the legality back to the morality and the reasons for why that law exists in the first place, or some regulation exists in the first place, and then showing how stake is different because it's able to skirt away from that regulation. And the reason why they are able to do that is because it's called offshore gambling. When regular sweepstakes websites exist, the reason why they do this is because, you know, they're doing shady shit.
Can you guys do some? Are you doing research on the stake gambling shit?
Listen.
Yeah. Give me some.
If this was shady at all, Canada would not license them to operate in Canada. That's
I don't know what you mean by Canada has licensed them. Canada does not have the same level of restrictions on online gambling that the United States does, but that doesn't mean that, or different states in the United States does, but that doesn't mean that they're like licensed in Canada. I don't know what you mean by that.
They have a license to operate in Canada. Do you understand? That's what I mean by that. And number two, it's weird how just because it's crypto, you're attaching shady.
Wait, I've never heard of this, by the way.
It's bad. You guys
and painting a brush.
Yeah, it's bad. I agree. It's. I think it is.
It's just
I think it's malicious and out of bad faith that you guys lump in the bottom 1% scammy dog shit, exit scam trash.
I literally
with like
just
the top
made
heavy
that.
hitters, the juicers.
I'm not doing that. I'm saying
casinos
yeah, you're saying because it's crypto, it has to have shady. Yeah, you're saying because they're using crypto, they have to be shady and they're doing shady shit. It's just weird to me.
I literally just made a crowbar separation between like legitimate license.
I was talking to Hasan.
Go ahead.
No, I think it's all bad. But I think
Hasan just said because it's crypto,
crypto provides an additional layer of skirting authorities, and that's precisely why they operate in crypto.
Exactly.
And that's precisely why they operate out of a fucking island rather than a legal Canadian casino. If it was, if they wanted to get involved in like a legitimate gambling scheme, they could have had an American casino or even a Canadian casino that is literally based in Canada and can use the Canadian dollar or just fiat currency in general.